Gareth, made to work for that one, finishes 1-0 here at the Mem. Just give us your assessment of the performance.
My assessment of the performance, wow, very different seeing it from up there. It's nice that, probably the stats have gone against us and we win a game, because we've had the stats so with us and the XG so with us and not those games, So, like I said, this will even itself out. Really, really proud, I had an emotional moment up in the gantry there, because, being back is a big thing for me. Can't be on the dugout actually, so those boys in the dugout, Dobbo and all the crew, all the staff, that's for them, that win, because they've stepped up when I've not been there, and they've had it rough, and they've had some decisions to go against them, and some performances that we should have won, and that one today I think they deserve, and I'm so glad that they experienced that in front of the fans who were immense. I had a really nice moment with them where they all started waving to me at one stage. I think they picked me out, and it's amazing. This football club is truly special, and I'm really proud of the boys today. They've given absolutely everything. So you might look at the shots against, or the crosses or entries into our box, and then look at how many Bristol had and how many we had, and think, well, how have Gillingham won that game? I'll tell you how we won that game. The running, the tackling, the sheer defiance of blocks and headers, and a willingness to be together like I needed them today. And then a fabulous save from Jake Turner at the end there. Just epitomised everything, and so proud of these boys. They never stopped running. We've changed formation in the second half to soak it up a little bit. I thought it was the right thing to do, and I was constantly on the phone with Pete, and he was relaying messages to Dobbo, and that's very hard. But we need to stick our penalties in. That makes things a little bit easier. But Max has made up for it with a stunning volley, and I'm really proud today. I'm really pleased. Darrell Clark's a good manager. This is a tough place to come, and we've took the points, and couldn't have gone better.
That last 45 seconds, that can't have done your ticker any good. It wasn't good for us up in the press box, but that last 45 seconds, it was mad, heroic, backs to the wall defending, and come out the right side.
Yeah, the boy's unlucky for Bristol. He's done everything right, rolls like a salmon at that back stick. My boys are pedalling backwards, and they overloaded the box like you wouldn't believe, with the keeper and everything. And that moment probably was a bit of a spike, but I tried not to watch our penalty, and at the end I think we had the ball quite comfortably in the corner down here. It wasn't a real hairy moment, so I was pleased that I've tried to keep as calm as I could today, and the boys have done the business. We have a really good squad, and the likes of Gareth and Johnny back, and then I'm putting on players like Bradley Dack, he's a hell of a player, putting him on to see games out, which is fantastic, and Gareth and Aaron Rowe, So I said to the boys, our squad depth is something special as well, Teams probably scramble for substitutes. I did put Sam Volks on today, and Johnny Smith, and that's something that people look at and think, wow, they'd walk into most teams in this league. So really pleased at where we are. Thankfully we've stopped the rot a little bit and kept in touch with everyone up there. But it's a long season, and I'm looking forward to the next few games. We've got one Tuesday now to prepare for, and I'll be again be in the background somewhere. But it's nice to be able to be back and watching it real time, and being able to speak to the bench, and we had some real good discussions, and it always is that. But mine's always the final decision, and I'm really pleased it was the right one today. But as I said, that's for Dobbo and everyone and all those fans who've travelled. You've stuck with us, you've deserved it, and they've stepped up when needed to, and fair play to them.
Gaffer, appreciate your time. Ben Watts, Radio Kent, please.
Gareth, I noticed you at full time had your arms aloft, and you were trying to communicate with the boys down on the pitch. Just describe how you felt in that moment.
Yeah, the boys knew where I was, so you have Dacky and I think Elliot Nevitt and Ethan Coleman. These are people now who are like real. Yeah, they're looking up, saying, "Go on, Gaffer," and they're just saying, "Great to have you back around, Gaffer." I'm not totally back yet. I'm not totally right as I was, and that'll come, but. They know that I've got them, and I always will have. Their performances are like that for me. they'll go far, these lot, and we'll go far together. And the fans as well, your performance cannot be underrated. You were unbelievable today. The penalty was deserved. I've looked at it, and it's a definite pen on the rules now. And then everyone's shouting for pens everywhere now but that was definitely a penalty. Like I say, we just have to stick that in. But maybe that would have been a bit early to score, and I think we scored at the right time. Defended it really well, but people have run themselves into the ground today. They really have, and the effort cannot be underestimated of my team today.
Max Clark missing a penalty in the first half, showing the character to come back and score what was a brilliant goal, the winning goal in the second half.
Yeah, and it's a goal that's good enough to win any game, and I'm glad it did win this game. But again, I said to him at half time, I said, we've got to start sticking these pens in, boys. You know, we always keep things to ourselves, you know, and I never disclose what I say in the dressing room. But I said, boys, these are gifts away from home. We need to put these in. So he's a magnificent boy, Max. He's a really solid character. Really bought into my ethos and what I want to do, and you know that's why he plays week in, week out, because he's that kind of person. And that goal today was just superb. And to be in front of the Gillingham fans as well was a special moment. They've travelled a long way over the last 4 or 5 weeks with little success, and today I think they believed, and they could feel it. And the bench, it was brilliant to see the bench from afar, see them celebrate Jake's save and see them celebrate at full time. It's been a welcome in that, and really pleased.
I think Bradley Dack blocked one on the line as well, didn't he? But just a word on Jake Turner, who's had to bide his time for an opportunity and then has come up with that big save late on.
Yeah, Jake and Glenn have been battling away for that first team jersey. Glenn obviously had a hell of a season last season, and momentum kept him in the team. But I always said that Jake is a very good goalkeeper, you know. He just hasn't had a run of games, and he needs one, and he's going to get one now. But he is a top quality keeper. We see him in training pull off some amazing saves, and I was always thinking, take that into a match day. He certainly did today. You know what a match-winning save that was, and it would have been like a defeat, I think, if we'd have come over the point there. So always a tough place to come. Really enjoy the Bristol Rovers fans. I think they're a great bunch. You know, they give me a lot of stick. We give it back. But a few people saying we hate playing your teams. You're always so difficult to play against. I want that in every game. I don't want to be an easy team to play against. But Bristol will be good this season as well, I'm sure. But the points coming home with us.
Absolutely. I thought Ethan Coleman showed his composure as well in front of that back line. You went with the wing backs again today, and they stood up firm. Bristol Rovers came hard in the first half as well, didn't they, before you kind of got to grips with their tactics a little bit?
I said at half time to the boys, I said well done, and they raised their eyebrows, and I said well done for riding one hell of a storm for 20 minutes. I said I'm not sure any team in the league would be able to keep a clean sheet after what you went through in that. I think it was about 5 or 6 corners, there were shots coming in, we didn't get to grips with the game, and then when we got our foot on the ball, the game settled down a little bit, and I told them to be more confident and play a little bit more. We knew that this is a big pitch, this is away from home, and to put our press on sometimes is quite difficult on this on a big surface like this, and Josh and Seb ran themselves into the ground. But no, everyone emptied the tank. Every single player has given everything today. Every single fan has given everything today. And you got a manager who tried to give everything but was under doctor's orders just to give that little bit less. But I'm hoping that the boys enjoyed my presence, and I'm certainly going to enjoy that one tonight.
If you were to describe a Gareth Ainsworth football team, it looks a bit like that, doesn't it? Possession doesn't matter as long as you win.
Listen, I've always said possession can do one. It's not my style. It's my style is winning football, whichever way it is, you know. And now, if I set out to have 1% possession and win, I'll take that. But we set out today to be comfortable out of possession, to concede a few crosses, because I think they're missing Ellis Harrison, they're missing Omocheri, they're missing some big strikers. So their strikers aren't big. They're not big, renowned for heading the ball. So I thought if crosses do come in, we should be able to deal with that. What I didn't want the intricate play down our middle. And there was a couple of times in the first half which happened. Changed formation middle of the second half to sort of a 5-1, 3-1, and that showed us up a lot more, and we dealt with that. And if anything was going to come in, it was going to come in from wide. Only one hit the target, and that was Jake's save. But apart from that, I thought we dealt with everything quite well. You know, the defenders really got their heads on things and knew what to do, and that was the game really.
got the job done, and of course your old club on Tuesday. How much are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, of course, a special club, and I'm really hoping that we progress in the tournament. I've got some players, like Travis Akameo, Lenny Serino, Marcus Wiley didn't travel today with the squad, Armani and Johnny Williams, Conor Masterson, some real sort of Ewan Williams. I mean, been out for so long that people have probably, he's going to be like a new signing. So, these are players that I want to get games, I want to get minutes into. I want to see them coming through and joining what is a fantastic squad. We want to try and progress in this tournament, but it'll be really special for me to be against Wycombe. It always will be. You can't take that away from me, and I've never been back to Adams Park yet, but to have them at our place, I know it's the trophy which isn't as well supported as league games and cup games, but I'm still going to enjoy that one. But like I say, under orders, so I still won't be in the dugout. I'll be away from that, and we'll see when I can get back. But performances like today means I don't have to rush too much, and can sit up with my analyst Jack. We had a nice embrace at the end of the game there, because he worked so hard in my absence as well. He's been great. But really pleased for the result today, and let's say Tuesday will come quick, and then obviously we've got a big one against Crawley next week. And you've just mentioned, for me, important messages, the special forces today, the armed forces and the remembrance. I think all too often we forget about that, and that was a really, really nice moment at the start of the game, and every military person, thanks for your service.
Well done on the points today.
Thank you.
Did Max say anything at half time when he came in after the penalty miss?
No, I think he was trying to be invisible, so I definitely had to say something to him, but he's the type of character that can brush that off quite quickly. He's very experienced, but I think that the penalties this season have been a bit of a pain, haven't they? We need to make sure we do stick these in, because they're gifts at the right time, and we'll work on them. But the way we defended, the way we ran, the way we did things today was just outstanding. And Max Clark is one of the heroes out there today. He was cramping up towards the end, and he's a very experienced campaigner. I'm sure he'll get over that pretty quick, especially with that volley that wins the game for us.
And you mentioned the bench as well. You've got so much experience on there and so much quality. It's the bench, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a really good vet. We looked at the team sheets, and I don't want to disrespect any team ever in the league, but when you got Sam Vokes, Gareth McCleary, Johnny Smith, Aaron Rowe, Shadrach Olgi, who's a seasoned professional, and I definitely missed one out there. I don't know who that is, but I've missed Dacky. and Bradley Dack, who has played at the highest level and could have gone on to unbelievable things. Wow. I mean, what a bench, what a bench. The name Bradley Dack puts fear in you. Sam Vokes puts fear in you. Gareth McCleary. These have played at a high level. So to have them in the Gillingham squad and to be able to rotate around like that, I think is great. And do you know what? To mention all those boys as well, not one of them will look at me going, I'm annoyed today because I didn't get on, Gaffer. They all embraced the victory, and they play 1 minute, 90 minutes, whatever it was. They are true professionals, and that's the word, because it's always going to be a squad game now, and I think they all understand. They don't like it sometimes, but they understand that for the bigger picture, I will try these things and do these things. So, fantastic bunch of players, and I think we've got a really good squad, a better squad than last season, and I think we can kick on. And again, Brad and Shannon, thanks for the backing. You've been great, from everything from my health to the backing of the squad, to the backing of the team, for the overnight stays, for all that sort of stuff. We've got a really good club here.
Just ask one final thing. What was the communication like, and what was the experience like being up in the gods up there?
Yeah, it was nice. I was connected to Pete Gill, first team coach, and there was a few radio silence bits, and he kept saying he pressed mute by accident. I'm not sure if he was just sick of my voice. So, but we got the messages on. We have discussions anyway, and as we're making changes, changing formations, a big one. They'll put their things forward, I'll put mine forward, and then we'll have the final say on whose it is and what I want to do, and I'll always make that decision. But it was nice to do it and to see it come off today on the pitch, and it's always a team effort. And like I say, if that result can be dedicated to anyone today, it's Dobbo and my staff, because they stepped up unbelievably. Probably took a bit of flack, because one thing or another, but if I'd have been in charge, those results probably would have gone the same way. I picked the team, it's just on the match day I wasn't around, but it's all forgotten after a win like this, and we can start looking up again and start progressing up that league, and that's what I intend to do.